beautiful out here. I'm going to juice up my handles here. Alright, zapping time. Oh yeah. Alrighty. Here we go. There we go. You know, when I was talking about people who are obsessed with health and that they are probably unhealthy or have a challenge or a struggle, I forgot to tell you about mine, so I'm going to tell you about mine. When I was about 5, I was crawling into a stock car to just sit in the seat and go boom, 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 because Dickie Ripley had his stock car in my grandpa's barn, because the men were tuning up the engine. So I just crawled in to kind of go boom, boom, boom. But being a small 5-year-old, I put my hand up to pull my weight up into the car, and I made a mistake and I hit the fire extinguisher that was on the back of the seat, and there was no pin in the fire extinguisher on the back of the seat, and I got sprayed in the face with a chemical extinguisher, and I was blind for the summer. So I was blinded by this. They had to drive about an hour to the hospital. We lived in the country, and by the time they got there, they washed my eyes out and did what they could, but I had burned my corneas pretty badly. So sunlight, this stuff, can really, really trigger me. I have to be careful, like especially in cars. Sometimes if the sun is right in my face, I just got to take a break, pull over, wait, right? So that was number one. Light is really gives me a headache. Almost every day when the sun is out, I end up taking aspirin. And I tell you, like, I've been doing this my whole life. I feel like I've been kind of overdosing on aspirin to get through sunny days since I was 12. And I learned how to microdose on aspirin. I mix these big batches of mango juice. I mix in aspirin powder, and I just take sips of it during the day so I'm not taking too much. I used to take like full aspirins every few hours, and it was just too much. It was like totally bad for me. So my whole life I've been trading quality of life for a headache. Like, I can't, I would miss so many things. I had this kid. I like my kid. I want to spend time with my kid. And that childhood, it came and went so fast. My kid went off to college and grew up like it was like lightning. And if I had been just like laying in bed with a headache, I would have missed so many things that I took aspirin and was present for. So I still don't know what I'd do differently because I really wanted those moments. But I knew it was going to be a health challenge if I'm kind of leading this toxic lifestyle where I'm always overdosing on aspirin. And a lot of the aspirin out there has caffeine, so the caffeine can give you this like kind of addictive headache. And so you don't know if like now does the aspirin with the caffeine in it cause the headache? Good Lord, what a loop, right? If the thing that takes away the headache causes the headache, you're just in this addictive cycle. And you're trying to like live your life. And so my headache was a really big deal. But then at 15, a friend of mine, we used to dirt bike. I was pretty much born on a dirt bike. I feel like when I was a kid, I got this Honda QA50 that was really tiny, and I kept riding dirt bikes. But my friend had one of those 3-wheeled Hondas, really big ATV vehicle, and the 3-wheeled ones were outlawed because they were killing too many people. They flipped really easy, and that's what happened to me. He wanted to drive my dirt bike, and he's like, try my 3-wheeler. So I tried the 3-wheeler, but on the hill near my mom's house, the whole thing just flipped over on me, and I rolled all the way down this really, really big hill into a river, and broke my helmet, broke my body in all kinds of pieces, and I put my spine out of place in 3 places, my neck, my pelvis, and in the middle. So I spent the next 2 years in constantly like going to osteopaths and chiropractors and learning to use my arms and legs again. And I sat at my drum set and just went dunk, dunk, until I could play the drums again. And I did my own therapy that way. So I basically played my drum set until I could like just use my body. So I missed so much of my junior and senior year of high school because I was learning how to walk and move my arms, and those are the two challenges I've had. Is that I feel like I often take. I've already had an aspirin this morning because the sun is up. It's beautiful. It's springtime. I can't wait for the sun to come out. It's been a long winter, but it hurts my eyes, and so that's my big challenge. Is that I tend to do that every day of my life, and I just have to be careful of my back. But those things really made me focus on a lifetime of like dealing with health in a way that if had I not had those challenges, I don't know if I'd ever thought about health. And but having a back like every time I breathed, my back would go yeah, and like it's good to breathe, and so when it's hard to breathe and your back hurts for like years, that's a difficult condition. And now these days I feel like that's it. Nothing slows me down because of those things. Is that I actually I have a high threshold for pain, and if it's not a super migraine, I can handle it. And for the most part, I just take care of my back because I know it can't handle a lot of craziness. So I just don't lift heavy things. I get help. So that's it. That's what seems to be like my major health issues are those things. So yeah. So that's how I got here from there. The zapper helps me with my inflammation in my back. It helps me with different things. So I don't know. The zapper has always helped me with like little stuff like colds and flus and stuff like that. I feel like it shortens anything that I do catch. So I use it for like those sort of like regular everyday things.